Green Bay Packers got a massive win in the NFC North battle for the division lead as they beat the Chicago Bears 28-21 thanks to a last-second interception. Now they get to travel to Denver to take on the AFC leading Denver Broncos. My name's Tyler here with my brother Ryan. We're going to break down this Week 15 matchup and provide our predictions at the end. Be sure to stay tuned. Leave a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to get notified when more videos come out. Let's see if we can make that possible. And Ryan, amazing game here in Lambeau. I feel like for the longest time, Packers fans, I think you kind of have to give a little shout out to Chicago for finally finding a coach and maybe a starting quarterback, because I feel like the Chicago Green Bay rivalry has been very one sided over the past several decades. I feel, and so I could, as a nonpartisan fan, could absolutely get used to some more Chicago Green Bay late December games here, and they're going to be playing here in a couple of weeks again, also. So big game here, though, for Green Bay, going to Denver, taking on the AFC leading Broncos with arguably probably the best defense in the league here. Maybe Houston's is a little bit better, but the Packers defense is really good as well. Broncos coming off a dominant win over the Las Vegas Raiders here, 24-17. I know it's only a touchdown score game, but it was a much bigger deficit overall. And they just kind of did Denver Broncos things. Not super flashy overall, can methodically move the ball down the field against the defense. Super difficult to uh, do anything against them. And that's going to be the type of game that Broncos are going to play. And Green Bay is going to have to figure out a way to put points up on the board. So love seeing Christian Watson come back and his speed. And Ryan, I want to throw it over to you here. What are your thoughts on this Packers team and this Broncos team? What do you think each team needs to do to come out victorious?
Yeah, I think this Packers team is really talented. I think at times they don't necessarily play to that talent. I am a fan of this defense. I think adding Micah Parsons, I still feel like they're a pretty good run defense in most aspect of the things of things. And what is their overall rushing defense?
The Packers or the
Yeah,
Broncos?
the Packers. They're ninth overall in rushing yards allowed, to be specific. And so for me, I think that is something where this defense, I know the Broncos have one of the best defenses in football, but I think you look at this Broncos offense, and one of the big concerns I have is this offense is just not super explosive. They kind of manage the game at times, like they don't really um in the first three quarters, especially, they don't really take a lot of risks. And when they have to, they do. And a lot of times it's paid off for them. But I do think, like, overall, this is a relatively methodical offense, not a lot of explosive plays. And I think that's going to play in favor of Green Bay a little bit in this matchup, being that Green Bay, they're sixth in total yards allowed, seventh in passing, ninth in rushing, they're 11th in sacks. They don't get a lot of takeaways, but again, with those statistics, it's just really hard to move the ball on them. And again, I know Denver has a really good defense as well, but I just really am curious how this Denver offense is going to, in this matchup, consistently move the ball against this team. Uh, Offensively, the Packers have looked better. They struggled a little bit there for a few weeks after the Tucker Kraft injury. Obviously, kind of looking to find somebody to not fill the role, but find other ways to consistently move the ball. And I think the return of Christian Watson has helped that offense a little bit. It's,
Mm-hmm.
alleviated some of the pressure closer to the line of scrimmage. It's made those safeties take a few steps back and given, some wider lanes for some of the guys down below. They also got Jaden Reed back as well this week. And so I think this offense is on the come up, I guess, at this point in the year. And I just don't know if I feel that way about this Denver offense right now. This Denver defense, though, is fantastic. I know that
Yeah.
the Raiders do not have a good offense, but it's also a division matchup, so it's hard to, credit or like discredit them for that for the performance today. But this defense, the way they get after the passer is like one of the best in the league. The secondary is one of the best in the league. They play man more than just about anybody in the NFL right now. So this defense for Denver is insanely good. I just don't know if this offense in the matchup like this particularly will truly be able to keep pace.
Yeah. Well, so to me, the X factor in this game here is going to be which offensive line can handle the other team's front seven the best. And so Broncos have given up 17 sacks on the year, which makes them first. Green Bay Packers have given up 18 sacks on the year, which makes them third. So I guess someone's given up 17 and a half sacks here. I'll have to double check. Oh, no. The Rams are tied with the Broncos for first. And so
Mhm.
essentially the same amount of performance here as well. The Broncos defense, 55 sacks on the year, if our numbers are correct. And then 33 sacks for the Packers on the year, which is still good. That puts them at 11th. The Broncos are the most sacked team. One of the things I've noticed too, and this is where I think it might be a little bit more difficult for the Packers, is I love Matt LaFleur's offense and his ability to get guys open, create space through scheming, through route running, everything like that. It does require good offensive line performance to kind of allow the play to go and develop here. I'm curious though if the Broncos are able to get after them. With Nick Benito, with Alex Singleton, with that entire defensive front, and the offensive line's not able to give Jordan Love the time to go through his reads, go through those progressions here. That's how I could see the Packers offense struggling to move the ball down the field. Well, on
Yeah.
the flip side, though, it's like that's the Broncos style of play. It's like quick hits, quick route running, run the ball, be just very balanced overall. And the Packers are very balanced too. I mean, Josh Jacobs is playing really well. Also, it's not like this offensive line for the Packers are bad. But I think the Packers are going to have to get the ball out of Jordan Love's hands as quickly as possible, 2 seconds max. Don't allow for Nick Benito and this company to get after him, because I could see it if the Packers get behind here and their Broncos defense is allowed to pin their ears back. It might disrupt this Packers offense even more because of his ability to have to go through his reads. Now, I say all that though, with the addition of Jaden Reed back today, there was a lot more of that. Those little bubble screens, those sweeps, get the ball out of Jordan Love's hands and get the ball into the playmakers quickly. So,
Yeah.
which is going to be a huge benefit overall for this Packers team. I think this is going to be an absolute dogfight. I think this is way both teams are playing a very potential Super Bowl preview. I think is very possible. This is not the last time these two teams play this year. But for me, when I go and look at it, I think Bo Nix, it's like this is the type of game that Bo Nix and them play. I mean, like you say, they don't have too much deep threat capabilities. They don't take too many risks. I wouldn't want to take too many risks either when I have the number one best defense in the league.
Yeah.
Being
That's
like
fair.
let's not set them up on short field advantage. Let's play the field. What's it called? What's it called? Turning over the
Field
field.
position.
Yeah, yeah. Play the field position game, flip the field. If we're able to get the ball to 50, then pin them back inside the 10, and then our defense is able to go and get a stop. We're able to methodically work our way down the field and get points, whether it be field goals or whether it be some Sean Payton mental magic and getting guys open in the end zone. So I think another thing here as well too is we saw this in the second half as well for this Packers game, and it's possible as well too with this Chicago game because Washington just did this to Denver on that great Sunday night football game a couple weeks ago. But Chicago was able to grind down this Packers defense, and they were able to run all over them. Now the Bears have developed to be a really good running team in general, but I could see that potentially happening here in the second half as well. Is if the Broncos are able to control the clock and play that methodical game, keep Jordan Love and that offense off the field for as long as possible. And then when they do come in, put more pressure on them, being like, shoot, we have to be more desperate here because we got to go put up points quickly while also
Yeah.
hoping our defense gets good rest. So this is going to be a great matchup. I think a lot of different ways each teams can go and win here. But I'm going to go with the home team on this one in Denver. I know you're a Patriots fan. I know you love to see Denver lose since you guys have the same record now. But this is going to be a phenomenal game. But I just think Denver's defense is just going to be able to slow down the Packers' offense more than vice versa.
Yeah, I definitely could see that happening. When I look at these offenses, I'm much more scared of this Packers offense. And I am a Patriots fan and I would love to see Denver lose. But I'm not going to pick Green Bay for that specific reason. But I do think Green Bay does come out on top. I think this defense is good enough to really stifle this offense and slow them down. And I think this offense is good enough especially later as the game goes on, later in this game, that they'll be able to piece together some consistent drives and really start to put some points up on the board. And I think Denver will probably lead for most of this game, but I'm going to say Jordan Love and the Packers put up 14 points in the fourth quarter to win 20-17.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I think it's going to be something similar to what the Broncos did today. I think it's going to be like a 24-17 type game.
Yeah. No, and I definitely could see it. I think it is going to be lower scoring for sure. I think you have these two defenses in this game. Both offenses are very calculated. I would
Mhm.
say Green Bay definitely takes the larger, takes more risks. Is I guess the best way to say it. But they definitely try to push the ball down the field a little bit more. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lower scoring matchup here.
I like it. And quick shout out here too for all Packers fans. I hate ties. Like I don't like ties.
Oh
I
yeah,
wish the Packers were 10-3 or 9-4. Like the NFL needs to figure that out. Just because so there's more what I don't know. There just shouldn't be ties. It's professional
yeah.
sports.
Yeah. No, I hate ties too. I think everybody hates ties. I don't know why the NFL refuses to do something about it. But other than that, with that said, let's go ahead and wrap things up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead in this cross conference battle. Will it be the Green Bay Packers? Will it be the Denver Broncos? Then that we'll see you guys next time.